Hi, everybody. Um, well, last time I made a video, I lost my cat. So, um, that's going to take a while. In the meantime, I have been on this recovery journey, which um, any of you out there that are watching right now, if you are going through this, then you know exactly what it is. And if you are going through this, I completely feel for you and know. So, didn't rehearse this out before I got on here. I usually don't. I just um, want to say that I don't know why a lot of people talk. I mean, a lot of people talk about this in different videos, not in the anxiety recovery videos. Um, they don't talk about how anxiety is basically just trapped emotions. Um, I know I've been coming at it in different ways, and I find myself talking about it all the time in my head, and I have to like go stop. And then even if I'm like driving along in my car, um, and I find myself thinking about anxiety and talking to myself, and and I always just stop myself and just say, just be with the moment, just be here, and stop talking to yourself, and let it do whatever it's going to do. And I know it's really hard because I keep going back to hearing myself talking to myself all the time, hearing myself saying, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. You got this. Da-da-da-da. And it's like, you're not even supposed to do that. That's kind of like, um, you're dwelling on it. You're thinking about it. And even though you don't think you really are, because you're talking to yourself and you're telling yourself all these things. And you're basically still focusing on it. Even though you think that's a way to make it stop. You don't want to make it stop. You've got to stop trying to make it stop. Anyway, I do that a lot, so I'm guilty of it. And when I tell myself, just let it do whatever it's going to do because it's not going to do anything, just stop. I always say, stop talking to yourself. Stop talking to yourself. Which kind of brings me into the here and now. It really helps. And somebody on a different channel that I was watching, I really like, Fake Hate Fear. He's really knows what he's talking about, and he doesn't. It's no bullshitting around. He just basically says, just let it be there and let it burn through, and it's not going to be fun. Of course, it's not. And I like how he says that when you start to feel it, you basically just tell yourself, I need this. I need this. I need this. And I did that, and it really helped for a while. And then I lost my cat, and the crying and stuff, I think because I'm in the middle of recovery, my brain was like, oh, there's something really wrong. Let's give her more adrenaline because, I was doing so good. Um, so that stirred up a little more adrenaline, but it was only a couple days of it until I started telling myself, you know what, it's okay to feel this. You need to feel your emotions, stop fighting your emotions. And every time that it comes up, anytime anxiety comes, well, I hate saying that word, anytime the adrenaline comes up or the emotions stir up, and I was saying a lot of people don't talk about this. Anxiety is just basically, or that feeling is basically trapped emotions. And once you start realizing that those are just emotions, they're less scary. It helps you accept more that they're there. But I have researched, and I went over and over and over again looking at things, and I keep coming back to I keep getting and coming back to the same thing over and over again. What I keep finding is that is just emotions that are coming out, and you have to sit there and let them come out. When you start feeling the adrenaline, or you start feeling having the thoughts and the stuff, just let that come up and out, because it's just emotions. Over and over and over again, I've been finding that the same thing. It's just emotions trying to come out. Your body, your nervous system holds all this stuff inside. Even, I mean, from breakups, the pain of this, the pain of that. Your nervous system and brain record and hold. Your nervous system holds on to everything. So what you want to do to release that stuff is to let your nervous system release it. When you have emotions, just sit with them and let them come out, and experience them and let them fade. And that's all that is, over and over again. But I've been reading, and over and over and over again, same thing. It's true. Breaking the habit of obsessively searching for anxiety symptoms takes time, because you've trained your brain to focus on perceived threats. But you can retrain it by practicing acceptance, redirecting focus to meaningful activities, using mindfulness, and seeking. Well, you don't need to seek therapy. You can. It might be helpful for, it's helpful for a lot of people. But emotional stuffing is a pretty common defense mechanism that you likely don't even know you're doing. At some point in life, you may have learned that certain emotions are too overwhelming or unsafe, so you push these feelings out of your awareness. This can be a helpful tool for emotional survival for a time, but it can lead to challenges in the long run. Excuse me. I did that my whole life. So now when I'm feeling my emotions, I'm like, oh my God, it's worse, or just equal to feeling anxiety. Feeling the adrenaline, it's equal to it. It's like that comes up and you don't want to feel it, and it's like a really scary feeling. Your emotions, like when we had to have him euthanized, that was painful. The thoughts kept coming up of the experience, and it was scary. It was painful. I didn't want to feel it, but I was like, okay, I'm going to feel this through, and I would cry and do whatever I had to do, because that's how you release that pent up stuff. You have to. Suppressing emotions, stuffing them down, backfires, spiking stress while allowing them to flow through. Processing makes them manageable and less overwhelming over time. Instead of ignoring or fighting, you acknowledge the feeling, like anger, grief, or fear, and let it exist, and observe it without judgments as it moves through your body like a wave until it dissipates. So yes, the let it burn idea, meaning allowing intense feelings to pass through rather than suppressing them, absolutely applies to repressed emotions, helping them move and release instead of causing chronic stress, anxiety, or physical issues. But it needs to be done mindfully. You don't have to do it all at once. Just feel the emotions when they come up, like when you start thinking you're having, okay, let's say anxiety, which I hate saying, or that feeling in your gut, or just say, okay, just let it burn through me, because these are suppressed emotions. Emotions are meant to be felt and move. Keeping them trapped requires significant energy, leading to physical and mental strain, including anxiety, headaches, and fatigue. Suppressing emotions, stupid thing. Suppressing emotions, stuffing them down, backfires, spiking stress while allowing them to flow through, makes them manageable and less overwhelming over time. It's basically your past trying to rise and heal. Old emotions surface to be healed, but the mind says this is danger, so it pushes them back down. This tension between release and repression, that stress. When my nephew passed, like I said before a million times, I didn't cry. I wanted to be strong for everyone there, and I held myself together. And I don't think I even cried when I I mean, I think I cried there once, and it came out like floodgates for like about 20 minutes, and that was a lot of other stuff that was being held in too, and it all came out at once, and it was really scary. Um, I had a whole physical thing happen where I was shaking, my whole body was shaking, and I couldn't see straight. I thought I was going to pass out. That was everything trying to come out at once. We don't need it to all come out at once. That your body knows it can't come out at once. Your body tries to protect you. Your nervous system tries to protect you. Your nervous system is holding this in, trying to protect you. And that's why when you have those surges of what feels, we're saying, what is anxiety? Um, those surges that go through you, you have to let them pass through. You can't like go, oh my God, I don't want this to happen. Oh my God. That's the fighting. And you have to be like, okay, I got to let this pass through me. Just sit quietly and let it pass through because it will pass. Those are your emotions coming out of your nervous system. Your nervous system is releasing. You have to let that happen. And a lot of us, when we have anxiety, we don't know what's happening. We want to run. We want to pace. We want to cry. We want to say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, inside your head. I can do this. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. You can't do that. You have to let it pass. You have to show your brain that you're safe through your actions. And also you have to let you have to let your nervous system release those surges, those feelings, those emotions, because your nervous system began by holding them in to protect you. Now your nervous system is overloaded and it can't hold them in anymore. That's what's causing your anxiety. As soon as I started realizing that and researching it and seeing it over and over again, I was like, oh my God, you need to release this stuff. And when I looked at it as emotions being released rather than adrenaline that was never going to go away and stop, which was freaking me out all the time, looking at it in the light of what really is happening biologically, what is happening physically to you, is your nervous system is trying to release these things that you've been holding in over the years. God only knows for how long. Your nervous system is trying to release these things, and you have to let it release these things. When I realized that, it was less scary for me to accept it. When it started to come, I would be like, oh, those are just emotions. This isn't some crazy thing that's happening to me that I don't know. If these are just my emotions, because I know that I've been holding these emotions in since I was a child, then I can go ahead and let this keep releasing. And a couple days go on, and then you're like, oh my God, it's not stopping. I'm still releasing. Then I start getting a little like, oh, I don't know how long this is going to go on, but you know what? It goes on until your nervous system heals. Your nervous system needs to heal. And your brain tries to protect you from being overwhelmed by these big emotions. So it numbs you or creates a state of, I just don't want to feel anything. When you try to block out the fear or anxiety, you cannot selectively turn off emotions. You end up numbing the positive ones, love, joy, excitement, along with the negative ones. Trying to suppress or control emotions is like holding a beach ball underwater. The harder you push, the more likely it is to burst back up with more force. I'm sure that we've all done that when we were little. Yeah, it's all. Anxiety often functions as an alarm system for other underlying uncomfortable emotions such as sadness, anger, fear, grief, or vulnerability. The realization that pent up emotions, anxiety is a significant step in understanding mental health. When you fight to not have anxiety, you are often engaging in emotional suppression, a protective yet ultimately counterproductive strategy. So, over and over and over again, feeling and processing emotions rather than suppressing them significantly helps reduce anxiety because avoidance builds tension, while acknowledgement allows you to understand triggers, gain clarity, and activate your body's relaxation response, moving you through the feeling instead of getting stuck in anxious loops. Repressing emotions often turns them into generalized anxiety or depression, whereas allowing yourself to feel them, perhaps through journaling, talking, or mindfulness, provides valuable information and promotes emotional release. Um, why feeling your emotions helps anxiety. Suppressed emotions don't disappear, they build up and manifest as anxiety, stress, or even physical symptoms. So, um, over and over and over again, I just want to stress that there's so many different ways to say this. And a lot of people do say it, but in different ways, but they don't come right out and just say, well, I think I have heard a couple of them just come right out and say it, but it's said so many different ways. And when you get right down to the core of it, it is basically repressed emotions. And if you start letting them burn out and you start feeling them and letting them come out and surface up and release them, you can do that through somatic exercises. There's a lot of them. Turn on the music. Turn on the music, dance around, shake your hands and shake your feet. Release. You want to release. You don't have to do it all at once. You can do it every day, a little bit at a time. Your nervous system will be healing. Your nervous system will heal slowly. I know this to be true for a fact because I have held a lot of things in since I was a little girl. There was a lot of stuff that happened, and my way of dealing with a lot of things was not experiencing them, just shutting them off immediately. I know I've talked about this in a couple of my other videos, but shutting them off, not feeling them, running away from them. And I had no idea that it was building up inside my nervous system, ready for the next just big thing that I wouldn't be able to handle, which did happen. And my nervous system couldn't hold all that anymore. And that is what it is. Your nervous system is holding on to all the stress for you, and it wants to release it now. And you have to just sit very calmly with it. Don't you have to feel safe. Don't try to release it all at once. You can think of things that you thought maybe were bad memories, but if you feel them coming up, you're not thinking about anything. That is still your nervous system releasing, trying to release and let it come to the surface and let it pass through. So you just have to experience that feeling, even if it's not connected to something. Just try to experience that feeling and let it pass through you. And your brain and your nervous system will release what it needs to. Your brain will be, okay, they're just sitting there quietly. I guess I don't need to keep releasing adrenaline over and over and over again because they're not reacting to this. And I've also noticed that my mornings were really, really crazy bad. I mean, I couldn't sleep. And I get up in the morning and it was really, really horrible. But now I can wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's the window is slowly, I know I've talked about this before too, the window is slowly closing, getting smaller and smaller from the time period that I start feeling good throughout the day till when it starts coming up a little bit. It's just a bad habit formed, those cycles. But I can sleep till 5 now. And then around 7 or around 8 o'clock, my body wants to start doing what it had formed a habit doing 2 years ago, or 7 months ago. For 2 years it did it. So the window's getting smaller and smaller. Well, I noticed that I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and I was fine, and I went back to sleep till 8. And then 8 o'clock I start feeling, I think it's the morning cortisol, and then it just kicks in and you start feeling like, uh-oh. But I keep telling myself it's just emotions. But if you keep doing this the correct way, releasing those emotions, letting them go through, you're going to start being okay longer and longer periods of time as your nervous system calms down. That's how it works, I think. When your nervous system calms down, more and more you're calmer for longer periods of time. Like around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I start getting really calm and I don't even have to make an effort. It's like my nervous system calms down. And all the way until like 8 o'clock in the next morning, I feel like I start that thing in my head again. Okay. And I start thinking about, okay, I think I'm looking for symptoms because I did it for so long. It's just a habit. In time, I know that will go away because I've been watching this thing, the way it works. And it does start diminishing on its own. You just have to help it along. You have to sit with it. Tell yourself, I need this right now. Those releases, you have to let your nervous system do its work. Your nervous system is working for you. You have to realize that it's emotions, suppressed things that you have to let come up. You have to let them pass through. You have to sit with them and feel them. You tell yourself you need this. I need to do this, because that's when your brain is rewiring. You need to realize it's just emotions. It's nothing scary. It's not some big monster. It's just repressed emotions. Let those come up. I know those feel really scary at times. Those feel scarier than adrenaline to me. Feeling is something that we're told not to do since we were little. Oh, don't cry. I'll give you something to cry about. And so we stuff things down. Like my dad would tell me, go run around the block. You're not supposed to be angry. You're not supposed to be upset. Go run around the block if you feel this. So we're told that emotions are not okay to feel. So when we're older and we start having these kind of issues, which some people don't, some people do, some people just repress until the day they're gone. But for us lucky ones that get to experience this and realize what's going on, that people say that they're grateful for it. And for a long time, I was like, I'm not grateful for this. Now I'm starting to be a little more grateful again. I go through these different cycles as I'm going through this learning experience, but I'm also feeling my emotions. And that's why they feel so scary, because we are told not to feel them or experience them. So they feel so scary at times when they're coming out. It's like, oh, I don't want to feel this. Oh God, I hate, because we're not used to feeling emotions in this society. Sure, people cry and stuff, but I don't think that they feel their true emotions. I mean, I'm sure people feel their true emotions, and we're definitely feeling our true emotions. With anxiety, when your nervous system is really sensitive, it feels really intense. So you need this. These are emotions. You need to feel them. You need to let them come out when they start to come up to the surface. Try somatic healing, somatic training, somatic exercises. Don't do anything intense. You don't really even have to do any of that. You just feel your emotions when they come up. Don't try to feel all of them at once, especially if you have been really, really traumatized. I would probably think to go to, talk to, or have someone to talk to. I know it was really traumatic for me losing my nephew, and I've been working through this alone. But there are certain things to stay focused on, to let your emotions come out. Experience them. When they do rise up, just experience them and let them flow through you. Because that is what anxiety is repressed emotions. Over and over and over again, if you research it, you'll find that that's what it is. So slowly get those out, and you'll find yourself healing and getting better and better and better. Your nervous system can only do so much and can only hold on to so much. All right, this is over 20 minutes now. Sorry, guys. I hope this is helping somebody, and I will be here soon again. Everything's going to be okay.